Yashodanandana Rajajana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Vanachari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai Vishnupad Paraham Parivrajacharya Stotra Sarshi Srimad Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Jai Granthara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam Ki Jai Nitai Gaur Premanande Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Together Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirayet Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha Hare Krishna. So we are reading today from Canto 10, Chapter 2, entitled Prayers by the Demigods, Text 18. And repeat behind me. Tato Jagan Mangalam Achyutamsham Samahitam Surasutena Devi Dadara Sarvatmakam Bhutam Kashtha Yathanandakaram Manastaha Tato Jagan Mangalam Achyutamsham Samahitam Shurasutena Devi Dadara Sarvatmakam Bhutam Kashtha Yathanandakaram Manastaha Tato Jagan Mangalam Achyutamsham Samahitam Shurasutena Devi Dadara Sarvatmakam Bhutam Kashtha Yathanandakaram Manastaha Tato Jagan Mangalam Achyutamsham Samahitam Shurasutena Devi Dadara Sarvatmakam Bhutam काष्ठायतानन्दकरं मनस्तः ततो जगन्मङ्गलमच्युतांशम् समाहितं शूरसुतेन देवी तदार सर्वात्मकमात्मभूतम् काष्ठायतानन्दकरं मनस्तः. Vaishnavis. ततो जगन्मङ्गलमच्युतांशम् समाहितं शूरसुतेन देवी ददार सर्वात्मकमात्मभूतम् काष्ठायतानन्दकरं मनस्तः. ततो जगन्मङ्गलमच्युतांशम् समाहितं शूरसुतेन देवी ददार सर्वात्मकमात्मभूतम् काष्ठायतानन्दकरं मनस्तः. Tato, thereafter, Jagan Mangalam, auspiciousness for all living entities in the universes of the creation. Achyutamsham, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never bereft of the six opulences, all of which are present in all his plenary expansions. Samahitam, fully transferred. Shurasutena, by Vasudev, the son of Shurasen. Devi, Devaki Devi. Dadhar, carried. Sarvatmakam, the supreme soul of everyone. Atma Bhutam, the cause of all causes. Kashtha, the east. Yatha, just as. Anandakaram, the blissful moon. Manastaha, being placed within the mind. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Thereafter, accompanied by plenary expansions, the fully opulent Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is all auspicious for the entire universe, was transferred from the mind of Vasudev to the mind of Devaki. Devaki, having been thus initiated by Vasudev, became beautiful by carrying Lord Krishna, the original consciousness for everyone, the cause of all causes, within the core of her heart, just as the east becomes beautiful by carrying the rising moon. Purport. As indicated here by the word Manastaha, the Supreme Personality of Godhead was transferred from the core of Vasudev's mind or heart to the core of the heart of Devaki. We should note carefully that the Lord was transferred to Devaki not by ordinary way for a human being, but by Diksha, initiation. Thus the importance of initiation is mentioned here. Unless one is initiated by the right person who always carries within his heart the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot acquire the power to carry the Supreme Personality of Godhead within the core of one's own heart. The word Achyutamsham is used because the Supreme Personality of Godhead is Shad Ashwarya Purna, full in the opulences of wealth, strength, fame, knowledge, beauty and renunciation. The Supreme Godhead is never separated from His personal opulences. As stated in Brahma Samhita, Ramadimurti Shukala Niyamena Tishthan, the Lord is always situated with all His plenary expansions such as Rama, Narasimha and Varaha. Therefore, the word Achyutamsham is specifically used here, signifying that the Lord is always present with His plenary expansions and opulences. There is no need to think of the Lord artificially as yogis do. Dhyana vastita tadgatena manasa pashyanti yam yoginaha. 12.13.1. Yogis meditate upon the Supreme Person within the mind. For a devotee, however, the Lord is present and His presence need only be awakened through initiation by a bona fide spiritual master. The Lord did not need to live within the womb of Devaki The Lord did not need to live within the womb of Devaki, for His presence within the core of her heart was sufficient to carry Him. One is here forbidden to think that Krishna was begotten by Vasudeva within the womb of Devaki and that she carried the child within her womb. When Vasudeva was sustaining the form of Supreme Personality of Godhead within his heart, he appeared just like the glowing sun, whose shining rays are always unbearable and scorching to the common man. The form of the Lord situated in the pure, unalloyed heart of Vasudeva is not different from the original form of Krishna. The appearance of the form of Krishna anywhere and specifically within the heart is called Dham. Dham refers not only to Krishna's form but to His name, His form, His quality and His paraphernalia. Everything becomes manifest simultaneously. Thus the eternal form of the Supreme Personality of Godhead with full potencies was transferred from the mind of Vasudeva to the mind of Devaki, exactly as the setting sun rays are transferred to the full moon rising in the east. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, entered the body of Devaki from the body of Vasudeva. He was beyond the conditions of the ordinary living entity. When Krishna is there, it is to be understood that all His plenary expansions such as Narayan and incarnations like Lord Narasimha and Varaha are with Him, and they are not subject to the conditions of material existence. In this way, Devaki became the residence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is one without a second and the cause of all creation. Devaki became the residence of the Absolute Truth, but because she was within the house of Kamsa, she looked just like a suppressed fire or like misused education. When fire is covered by the walls of a pot or kept in a jug, the illuminating rays of the fire cannot be very much appreciated. Similarly, misused knowledge which does not benefit the people in general is not very much appreciated. So Devaki was kept within the prison walls of Kamsa's palace, and no one could see her transcendental beauty which resulted from her conceiving the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Commenting upon this verse, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam writes, Vasudeva Devaki Jatharayor Hridayor Bhagavataha Sambandhaha. The Supreme Lord's entrance into the womb of Devaki from the heart of Vasudeva was a heart-to-heart relationship. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilidham Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Savitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadhamahiyam Dadati Sopadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakham Vitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpadarubhyascha Kripa Sindhuve Vacha Paritanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shanyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So, I'd like to welcome everyone this Sunday morning for the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam class. And my gratitude to their lordships, Shri Radha Vallabha, Jagannath Baldev Subhadra, Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu, for allowing me to be here in their divine presence, to be able to witness their divine forms. Also deep gratitude to Srila Prabhupada and his followers. My gratitude to His Grace Aniruddha Prabhu, Chintarupa Mataji for welcoming me here. So, this is the beautiful verse in continuation with what we discussed day before yesterday about the Dham of the Lord. If some of you remember, day before yesterday, we mainly talked about Prabhupada writes, wherever the Supreme Lord is present, that place is Dham. Now, Vasudev's heart has become Dham. First of all, the Lord descended and He was in the heart of Vasudev, and then He was transferred from the heart of Vasudev to the heart of Devaki. So now Devaki became the Dham. So Vasudev's form first became the Dham in text 17 we studied, and today in text 18. In text 18 is described, now Devaki became the Dham. So wherever the Supreme Lord is there, that is Dham. And Prabhupada then further expanded the meaning that the Supreme Lord could be present in His holy name. Wherever, that means wherever His holy name is being chanted with great devotion, that place becomes a Dham. So name, then form, and then qualities and paraphernalia, these four things. And that was there in the purport of text 17, and it is there in text 18 also. Prabhupada has again repeated that point. Here in the text 18, in third paragraph, Prabhupada once again says, Dham refers not only to Krishna's form, but to His name, His form, His quality and His paraphernalia. So, the Lord could be present by His name, by His form, by His qualities. That means when we are discussing about His qualities, and His paraphernalia. Especially we discussed about Tulasi and the other fourth diyas. So that's about the Dham. So now Devaki herself has become a Dham because the Lord has appeared within her heart. And one of my, first of all, observation, like we just recited the verse and read the word-to-word meaning and the translation. One observation is, in reading Prabhupada books, sometimes we may at times just want to read the translation. We may skip word-to-word meaning, or we may skip some part of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. But if you see, Prabhupada's purports are there even in word-to-word meaning. Sometimes we can see that. Prabhupada gives purport even in word-to-word meaning. So, therefore, it is advisable that we read everything. One of my college prof used to say, read book cover to cover. Don't skip anything in between. Cover to cover. So here we see is quite insightful. Prabhupada in the word-to-word meaning gives a purport to the word Achyutamsham. So Achyutamsham, Prabhupada says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, who is never bereft of the six opulences, all of which are present in His plenary expansion. This is word-to-word meaning. Such a huge, so it includes the purport. It includes the purport. So many times Prabhupada's purports are not there just in the purports, they are there in word-to-word meaning and even in translations. So Prabhupada's purports are all pervading in his books. And we should try to read completely and not skip any part of it, so that we may not miss, certain insights which Prabhupada gives. Okay, so that's one thing. Now, the heart of the devotee, the Supreme Lord appears in the hearts of the devotee. This has been discussed in the previous purport also, in this purport also. So when the Supreme Lord appears in the heart of the devotees, that devotee himself becomes a dham. In Bhagavatam, one devotee has been glorified, that you are carrying the Lord, therefore you yourself are like a moving dham. Who is that devotee? Viduraji. Mahatma Vidura went on a pilgrimage. And Maharaj Yudhishthira says, you are going for dham darshan, but you yourself are moving dham. So it's a beautiful, what's the verse? Tirthi kurvanti tirthani, bhavad vida bhagavatas, tirtha bhuta swayam vibho, tirthi kurvanti tirthani, swantahasten gadabhrata. So you are a moving dham. Wherever you go, that place becomes a dham. So Mahatma Vidura has been glorified. So when the devotees of the Lord, the Lord is manifesting in their heart. They are themselves dham. They are themselves tirthas, moving tirthas. And the perfection of Tirth Yatra, Bhagavatam says, what's the perfection of Tirth Yatra? Yasya tirtha buddhi salilena karhechit. So one who thinks, I have gone to tirtha and takes nice darshan. Right? He said, that's like a very foolish mentality. You do not gain much. The perfection of tirtha is to meet a moving tirtha over there. To hear from the devotee of the Lord, who carries the Lord within the heart. That has been described. That's the perfection of tirtha. Yesterday was Nityananda Triyodashi, and one point, one of the important glories of Lord Nityananda and Balram, both, one thing which is common to both of them, they did extensive Tirth Yatra. Right? Lord Balram also went on a Tirth Yatra, and Lord Nityananda Prabhu also went on a Tirth Yatra. Okay, how long the Tirth Yatra of Lord Nityananda Prabhu lasted? Any guess? How long was the Tirth Yatra of Nityananda Prabhu? Many years. He left for Tirth Yatra at the age of 12. When he was at the age of 12 from Ek Chakra. And his final destination, so he was traveling Tirthas, spending different amount of time at different places. But finally his Tirth Yatra ended when he met Mahaprabhu Navdeep. And that was the age of 32. So he left his home with that sannyasi who came. He said, give me, I want him as my assistant in my Tirth Yatra. Give me your son. At the age of 12 till 32, Nityananda Prabhu was on Tirth Yatra. Just imagine. So 20 years long Tirth Yatra of Nityananda Prabhu. And Nityananda Prabhu, in his Tirth Yatra, he met a personality, and on meeting he said, this is the highlight, or this is the perfection of my Tirth Yatra. Who was that? Srila Madhavendra Puri Pad. So Nityananda Prabhu in his Tirth Yatra, he meets Srila Madhavendra Puri Pad and says, today I have achieved the perfection or the result of my extensive Tirth Yatra by meeting you, by seeing a pure devotee. So the perfection of Tirth Yatra is to meet a person Tirtha, a moving Tirtha. This has been established in Bhagavatam and in Chaitanya Bhagavat also. So now Prabhupada here, also in this purport, he says, this verse describes the process of initiation. Devaki had been initiated. That means, it's very insightful. Now, we are saying that when the Lord, pure devotees carry the Lord within the heart, and they become Tirtha. But the question comes, Lord is there in everyone's heart. Is it not? And the super soul. So, why only the pure devotees have been described as the tirthas who are carrying the Lord within their heart? The Lord is there in everyone's heart. Any thoughts? What's why this is only being applied to pure devotees and not to others? But the Lord is there in everyone's heart as Paramatma. They are carrying the love for the Lord. Okay, very good. That's very good, yes. They are connected. Like you say there is Wi-Fi, but I am not connected. There is no exchange of data. There is a high-speed internet, but I am not connected. So the Lord is present, good. So again, the connection is out of love. So Lord is present in the heart, but there is a disconnect. So as good as lost. You say, I have something, but I can't find it. It's lost for you practically. You can't. Sometimes you think, oh, I have something, but I have kept it somewhere. But till you find that, it's practically lost. So the Lord is never lost because He's there, but till we connect with Him, He's lost for the conditioned souls. He's lost. So therefore, also it is described that, yes, the Supreme Lord is present as Paramatma, but He's neutral. He's neutral. And through the process of Diksha, we receive the Lord, we receive the Bhagavan within the heart. Bhagavan feature now. This is described by Srila Vishwanath Thakur in one of his purports, that the Lord is situated in everyone's heart as Paramatma, but He's neutral. Again, there is no exchange of love, there is no exchange. He's just neutral witness. But the process of Diksha is to now establish the Supreme Lord who complete with His opulences and expansions. Achyutamsham. Prabhupada explained this word quite extensively in the purport. Achyutamsham. That means the Bhagavan is established in the heart through the process of initiation. And that's the Bhagavan feature where the devotee actively exchange love with the Supreme Lord. So therefore that's the process of initiation. Diksha. So Prabhupada said here, we should note carefully that the Lord was transferred to Devaki not by the ordinary way for the human being, but by Diksha, initiation. Therefore all of us, we have either received initiation or we aspire for initiation. It is the process. Initiation is the beginning. Beginning that now we will work upon establishing the Lord who is complete with His expansions and opulences within our heart. It's the beginning of that process. So, another point towards the end. Here once again Prabhupada says to the end of the purport, the Supreme Lord's entrance into the womb of Devaki from the heart of Vasudeva was a heart-to-heart relationship. So Diksha, again, Diksha has to be heart-to-heart relationship. Many times what happens is, in a community of devotees, sometimes someone who is not initiated, he feels, my name is still like Sonu, uninitiated name. While this person is Sundar Madhav, such a Sundar name. Just giving some fictitious, not connected with any person. So I should also have some beautiful name, What is this name? So there is, like a person may be a little bit looked down. There is a social pressure sometime in the association of devotees to receive initiation. I should not be called by, my civil name doesn't look, it's not a very prestigious name, especially in the association of devotees and so on and so forth. So we may sometime, under peer pressure or for social prestige, want to get initiated. That may happen. But no, the initiation is heart-to-heart relationship. We must understand that. And the Supreme Lord, full with His opulences and His expansion, is there in the heart of the pure devotee, the spiritual master. We have to receive Him in our heart, Diksha. Heart-to-heart relationship. We have to have connect. Data transfer won't happen. It's like data. Krishna is not data, but I'm just giving an analogy. The transfer of the Lord won't happen unless we have a heart-to-heart connection. Just like Srila Prabhupada, he wrote a poem. Right? And then in that one particular verse, his spiritual master was so pleased. He said, he has understood my heart. That is heart-to-heart relationship has been established. Heart-to-heart relationship has been established. So what was, can someone recall? Raise your hand, wait a minute. Can someone recall the stanza by which Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur was very pleased? Yes. Fine. Yes. Dij Patambar Prabhu, what's the stanza? No. In his poem, there was a stanza by reading Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur, he composed actually a poem in glorification for his Vyas Puja. And then in that one particular stanza pleased him so much that he said, he has understood my heart. He has understood my heart. It's an important stanza for all of us to know, because Srila Bhaktivedanta Thakur really appreciated that and became very pleased. Yes, someone? Yes, Prabhu. Right. He's sentient. So do you remember the whole? Okay, you got the essence of it. That's good. Right. Yeah, Gopavandesh Prabhu is giving further details. So absolute is sentient, thou hast proved, impersonal calamity, thou hast removed. So absolute is sentient. That means the Supreme Lord is sentient. He is full of sentiments. He is full of emotions. Thou hast proved. You have proved to the whole world. The absolute is sentient. Impersonal calamity. Impersonalism is actually a calamity, and is a fact. When we are not having good personal relationship, or when we act impersonally, we bring calamity to our life also. Right? So when we are impersonal in our relationships are destroyed, calamity. So devotee care is all about having personal relationships. It's an important aspect, because impersonal behavior is a calamity. Even in our common day-to-day life, impersonal behavior is a calamity. And then what to speak of impersonal understanding, denying the form of the Lord, denying His qualities, and so on and so forth. So that's all is a calamity. Thou hast removed, you have removed it. That means you have saved the whole world from this great calamity of impersonalism. So again, we are talking of Diksha as a heart-to-heart relationship. Diksha as a heart-to-heart relationship. So therefore we must understand that we have to understand the mood and the mission of Srila Prabhupada, who is the preeminent spiritual master for all of us. And that is most profoundly understood by reading his purports. In the epistemology, or in the relative importance of Prabhupada's teaching, like there are conversations, there are talks, and Prabhupada has taught in several ways, letters, conversations, lectures. His purports, all the Prabhupada disciples agree, they have the highest importance. Prabhupada purport. So therefore we must, if we have to truly understand the mood and the mission of Prabhupada, we must read all his purports. And his purports are also there in word-to-word meaning and the translations. Right? And then we can establish heart-to-heart relationship with Prabhupada, and similarly with our spiritual master. There has to be heart-to-heart relationship. So the initiation should not be under social or devotional social pressure, devotees' social pressure. It has to be heart-to-heart relationship. That's an important point. Okay, so I will share with you one or two stories of initiation by Srila Prabhupada, and this is Her Grace Rukmini Mataji. She's Srila Prabhupada disciple. She described her initiation, and at the time of initiation she was wearing a very beautiful sari and beautiful tilak, and naturally she was very beautiful, and wearing Vaishnava attire and Vaishnava tilak, she looked extremely beautiful. So when she came to receive initiation and Prabhupada looked at her, the first word Prabhupada spoke to her, "Oh, you are so beautiful." So Prabhupada, is admiring. It's a pure admiration of her beauty. She was very beautiful. So Prabhupada said, "Oh, you are so beautiful." And then he handed over the beads and she took initiation vows. And then he said something very profound. After that, he said, "Now you have to become beautiful from within." Now you have to become beautiful from within. Now it is a process of initiation. So now you have to establish the Lord within your heart. And to the degree the Lord is established in our heart, to that degree the devotee becomes naturally beautiful. It's mentioned in this purport. Devaki became extremely effulgent and very beautiful. But because she was in the prison house, her beauty was not appreciated or not perceivable by the people outside. She was like a covered beauty. But by receiving the Lord in the heart, so the real beauty is beauty of the heart. And how does the heart become beautiful? By receiving Krishna. Through the process of initiation, there is a heart-to-heart connection. There is a heart-to-heart connection. So now you become beautiful from within, right? Through the process of initiation. So that's the beginning of it. That's the beginning of it. There is a beautiful pastime in Chaitanya Bhagavat in relation to how, to the degree we receive Krishna by the mercy of spiritual master in our heart, to that degree our devotee becomes beautiful. When Gadadhar Pandit came to meet Pundarik Vidyanidhi, Mukundadatta brought him. "I want to show you, I want you to meet a very exalted Vaishnava," Mukundadatta told Gadadhar Pandit. And he brought him to Pundarik Vidyanidhi. When Pundarik Vidyanidhi saw Gadadhar Pandit, of course I will not narrate the whole pastime, just this one interaction. When first time Pundarik Vidyanidhi saw Gadadhar Pandit, looking at him, his first observation was, what was his first observation? "Vishnu bhakti te jivamay dekhi kalevar akriti prakriti dui parama sundar." Oh, I see he's very effulgent, very beautiful because of Vishnu bhakti. Vishnu bhakti tejomay dekhi kalevar. Because of having the Lord in the heart and through his devotional service, he looked very effulgent and beautiful, both by his akriti and prakriti, both externally as well as internally. He was beautiful. So therefore, by situating ourselves firmly in devotional service, through the instruction of spiritual master, we receive the Lord within the heart, and the devotee, to the degree we receive the Lord within the heart, to that degree the devotee becomes beautiful, and his form, his body also becomes dham. That is being discussed over here. Okay, so another story of initiation by Srila Prabhupada. So there was a person whose name was Hare. And then when he got initiated, he received the name Hansaduta. So the word Hare, the hands was retained. Hansaduta, H-A-N-S. Hansaduta was retained. So he was a bit disappointed, he was thinking of some exotic name. The Hansaduta is, no one knows the meaning also. Right? A very uncommon name. And he said, "Oh, Prabhupada only added suffix to my name. Hands was anyway there, and Duta was added." He was disappointed by this name. So, and then he asked Prabhupada, "Prabhupada, what is the meaning of this name?" Prabhupada said, "You find out." Right? And he was not able to find out, so he was even doubly disappointed. Right? First of all, he was expecting some exotic name, some Vrindavan name, right, and so on and so forth. But he was given this strange name, what he perceived to be strange. But actually it was a very exalted name, later he found out. But at that point he was disappointed. What is this Hamsaduta? So later Prabhupada was once describing to his disciples the names. He was describing the meaning of different names in another time. And suddenly Hamsaduta thought it's a good time. So Prabhupada was explaining meaning of a Ghanashyam, Ghana means cloud, Shyam means black, this is the name of Krishna, and so on and so forth. Prabhupada, who is Hamsaduta? Immediately he got the chance, let me now find it out. So Prabhupada, who is Hamsaduta? Prabhupada said, that is you. Again he didn't explain the meaning. That is you, Prabhupada said. Hamsaduta. So later, of course, he found out that this is in the composition of Rupa Goswami, he has used the word Hamsaduta. Hamsa refers to the Supreme Lord. So it's the name of the messengers of the Supreme Lord, the pure devotees, the messengers who descend to this world. They are Hamsadutas, the messengers of God, basically. So in this way, later he found out this term had been used by Rupa Goswami in his poetry. So much later, but he was, then one of his realization is, he was stuck on the first part of his name. He was stuck over there and a bit disappointed and trying to find out the meaning. But the more important part of the name is Das. Das. So therefore, by being a servant, we establish heart-to-heart relationship. Das. A verse of Bhagavatam very beautifully describes the meaning of the word Das. One verse of Bhagavatam, you can refer 1:12-14. Yudhishthir Maharaj, who is Haridas, you remember we discussed yesterday, one of the devotees of the Lord are in general called Haridasas. One such great Haridas is Yudhishthir Maharaj. Regarding his qualities, 1:12-14 says, it describes three beautiful qualities which acronyms to the word Das. So Das or Dasi. D stands for one who is dedicated to Guru and Krishna. The meaning of Das, D is dedication. Dedication to Guru and Krishna. And dedication to their instruction, basically. Dedication to their instruction. So we can see that, so I will very briefly explain. Prabhupada himself was very much encouraged. And what kind of dedication? One should have one-pointed dedication. Vyavasayatmika buddhi ekeha kurunandana. And when Prabhupada read the commentary of Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, that how a disciple should have one-pointed dedication. And Prabhupada writes in one of his purports, a disciple should not be concerned whether I am going back to Godhead or not. His concern should be whether I am fulfilling the instruction of a spiritual master or not. To what degree I am carrying out the instruction of my spiritual master, of Srila Prabhupada. That should be the one-pointed dedication. And we see that this kind of dedication in Srila Prabhupada disciples, so much. I would like to, at this point of time, recall and offer my gratitude to the dedication of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. Right? How Prabhupada asked him to, whenever His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj would come in Prabhupada's presence, Prabhupada asked, where is the book? That book, newly published book. So he completely dedicated himself. He was the chairman of the book publishing and also, you can say, the chairman of book distribution, both. So therefore, publishing the whole BBT, publishing and printing the books, and also distribution. And the way he inspired book distribution, all over the world and especially in India, is just unprecedented. So therefore, it's such dedication. And Prabhupada instructed him to open 18 temples in Delhi. So Delhi NCR has 18 big temples. Prabhupada instructed him. Of course, it's not that without temples one cannot expand Krishna consciousness. I traveled to Middle East and there are no temples, absolutely. Every festival is celebrated in small centers in several countries. And I was in one of the places called Krishna Katha Desh. I was there on Ram Navami day. And there were 50 parallel Ram Navamis because they cannot congregate more than 30. That's the limit. Otherwise, it's insecure. So every festival is celebrated, and they were saying, actually, that what was the advantage of that? there are 50 kirtan parties. There are 50 groups, teams who are preparing for Abhishek. There are 50, cooking teams who are going to cook for the devotees and for the bhoga of the Lord. So all those who come, they have to do some seva for the festival to happen. Right? Because decoration, kirtan, bhoga, arti, so on and so forth. Right? Each festival requires so many preparations. So everyone is engaged. That's another advantage. When we have multiple centers, there is no temple, absolutely. And it has to be celebrated in group of 30. So just sharing, there are 18 big temples in Delhi and there is no temple in the Middle East. Practically, there is one in one of the countries recently opened, but a very small one. But practically in the Middle East, there are no temples. So therefore, it's not that external form is a constraint. Preaching Krishna consciousness, one can preach under all circumstances. One can see how one can preach. So this is regarding the dedication. I'm talking of the dedication of the Prabhupada disciples and also his followers to fulfill the instruction of their spiritual master. Even His Holiness the Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj, he was having such successful, Radha Damodar party, but Prabhupada told him, go to China to preach. He had to leave everything and went to China to preach. And in China also, there is no question of any temple. Absolutely, the whole preaching is under the carpet. Is all. The police could come at any point of time there. So that's also. It's very difficult to keep even the deities. They keep a deity in a very secret closet. In a very secret closet. Can you imagine? If you go to some center, you won't find the deities. The deities are hidden within the center. The center is hidden, and the deities are further hidden within the center. That's the situation. So this is it's not easy preaching, but he dedicated himself to preaching over there. So like that. So dedication to the Das means D is dedication. Second, the A means affection towards others, dasas and dasis. So while we are dedicated to Guru and Krishna, we have to have affection with other devotees who are similarly trying to dedicate themselves. So that is the A part of that. And the Supreme Lord is pleased with, we saw the story of Prachetas, how their mutual friendship, their mutual affection with each other, they were one. The Supreme Lord congratulated them. Tushtoham sauridhenva. Sauhridena prathak dharmas tushtoham sauridhenva. I'm very much pleased by your mutual affection for each other, mutual friendship. So amongst the devotees, there has to be affection for each other. And the third is, S stands for servant or the selfless servant of all. Selfless servant of all. So as I said, the verse describes apipala dharmarajaha pitravad ranjayan prada. He was very affectionate to all the citizens. Nispriha sarva kamabhyo. Selfless servant, Krishna padanu sevaya, dedicated to serving the lotus feet of Krishna. So Yudhishthira Maharaj is that Haridas who is dedicated to service of Krishna, who is very affectionate to all the citizens. In this case, we should be affectionate to all of the devotees, and a selfless servant of all living entities. Selfless servant of all living entities. So that is the meaning of the word Dasa and the Dasi. And by trying to stand by our name, the second part, as Hansaduta Prabhu later realized that I was stuck on the first part. I was disappointed. I didn't get a very exotic name and so on and so forth. But actually, Prabhupada is giving me heart to heart. He is giving me a connection to Krishna, where I can establish the Supreme Lord full with all his opulences and his expansion within the heart through this process of initiation. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Nantara Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande. Do we take some question? Okay, so if any one of you have any questions, we can discuss at this point of time. Okay, yes.
Thank you for the class. First of all, you beautifully explained in the verse what initiation meant.
Keep it hold close.
And how Vasudeva initiated Devaki. I just wanted to know that how does one know that they're naturally ready for initiation and ready to receive Krishna love and exchanges between Krishna and themselves, as opposed to getting initiated by any pressures, like you mentioned. What is the trigger? What is that cue that you know you're ready to be initiated?
Okay, good question. How do we know that am I ready for initiation? One thing is, yes, we can try to introspect that am I ready? How seriously and sincerely am I carrying out the initiation vows? So we are supposed to follow the initiation vows. Prabhupada said at least 6 months. So 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, there is a standard in ISKCON. You have to start following the initiation vows before you take the vows for a certain amount of time before. So we have to sincerely introspect. Am I committed to the initiation vows? Am I ready to commit myself lifelong to the initiation vows? Right? So therefore, if we are committed, internally feel, yes, I want to commit to those initiation vows lifelong, then we are ready as per our estimation, but we also should confirm that with other devotees who have been preaching to us, our Shiksha Gurus or other senior mature devotees or mentor, and they can also give the feedback that yes, you are ready and you can go for initiation. So that's the way we can proceed. Okay, something else? Yes, Prabhu, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Prabhu, I recently read something. It was referring to Bhaktivedanta Thakur's book, Harinam Chintamani, where he mentioned the only two spiritual thing in this world is the jiva and then the holy name.
Okay.
But so we see the vigraha, we see prasadam also as Krishna, vigraha also as Krishna. So how do we say, because he is mentioned the only two things in spiritual in this world is the jiva and the holy name, and the guru is also Krishna, so there's more addition.
Yes, basically just that the statements are made in the particular context what he wants to describe. So therefore, again the text is to be understood in the context. So in that context, he wants to emphasize that the jiva, who is spiritual by nature, needs to take shelter of the holy name, which is the primary process. So what we understand that the primary process for spiritual realization is the holy name. So our spiritual progress will come. We are spiritual being by taking shelter of the holy name, which is all spiritual. So that is the meaning of that, right? As such. But we also understand that, so it's not to deny that there are other spiritual aspects which you can say are included in the holy name, because holy name of the Lord is not different from the Lord himself, and the Lord is not different from his name, form, qualities, paraphernalia as we studied. Is not different from his tadiya. Tadiya is Guru, Tulsi, Bhagavat, Vaishnavas. So all that then expands. So we can understand that he just want to emphasize over there, but not to deny the other understanding in the other spiritual aspects. Or in another sense, he said, when we see through the eyes of enjoyment, when we look through the eyes of enjoyment, everything is material in this world, in one sense. But when we see through the eyes of service, even the material things are spiritual. Therefore, there is nothing material. For the pure devotee, there is nothing material. Now, we have come to another understanding. Because everything can be used in the Lord's service, everything has emanated from his energy. Everything has connection with the Supreme Lord, Supreme Spirit, therefore there is nothing material. Everything is spiritual and can be used in the service of the Supreme Spirit. So for pure devotees, seen through the eyes of service, there is nothing material. So that balances our and enhances our understanding. Right?
Thank you, Lord.
Hare Krishna. Okay, so thank you once again for your patient hearing, your enthusiastic participation. Grateful to you all. Jai Granthra Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanande.
Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sakrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tvam Sajivam Shadaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanitanscha Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur-Bhakta-Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur-Bhakta-Vrinda Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur-Bhakta-Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna,